Alright travelers, patch 6.2 is shaping up to be massive. We've got official info on Durin and Jahoda, new buffs for Mondstadt's classic characters, and a brand new system that literally evolves old units, called the Arcane Wright. And there's even a free 4-star character choice that actually matters this time. Let's break everything down, starting with the big one, Durin's full kit. Durin is a burst-based off-field pyro DPS, and his whole playstyle revolves around switching between his two forms, the White Dragon and the Black Dragon. When he casts his skill, he generates pyro particles and instantly refunds 33 energy to himself. Pretty generous for rotation setups. After using the skill, you can either press it again or perform a normal attack to decide his mode. Press skill again, White Dragon form. Press normal attack, Black Dragon form. In the Black Dragon form, Durin deals single target pyro damage once per second. He also gains a 40% vape melt reaction bonus, turning him into a strong amplified sub-DPS. Think of him like an off-field hyper carry, high damage uptime even when he's not on the field. In the White Dragon form, he still hits once per second but in AoE, with slightly lower multipliers. Instead of boosting his own damage, this form helps the whole team. Whenever allies trigger Swirl, Crystallize, Burning, or Overload, enemy resistance to Pyro and that same element drops by 20%. So white form equals to team support, black form equals to selfish burst DPS. Now, if your team includes 2 arcane characters, like Durin plus one of the newly buffed Mondstadt characters, his vape melt bonus jumps from 35% to 70%, and the other arcane unit gets an extra passive ability. This is the real core of version 6.2. The Arcane Wright system activates when you have 2 or more Hexenzirkel type or arcane characters. Basically, Mondstadt's magic and alchemy specialists like Mona, Klee, Albedo, Venti, Fischl, Razor, and Sucrose. Once Arcane Wright activates, it unlocks enhanced passes for these characters, boosting reaction damage, energy generation, and even team support. Completing Special Witches Seas. Coursework quests turn certain characters into arcane versions, giving them brand new passive talents and sometimes changing their constellations entirely. Let's go through the buffs we know so far. Venti, while his burst is active, triggering Swirl increases on-field damage by 50%, and Venti's own burst gains a 35% multiplicative boost. Klee gains up to 50% multiplicative charged attack damage. Albedo creates a clone of his flower that keeps buffing the team even when the original breaks. 12% team-wide damage bonus, and 30% for arcane allies. Mona extends her omen duration by attacking and gains up to 30% extra vaporize bonus. Sucrose provides 5.7% all damage bonus and 7% more to arcane teammates. Razor triggers an additional electro hit plus 7 energy refund when his electro gauge overflows. Fischl grants 22.5% attack buff on overload or 90 elemental mastery when triggering electro or lunar charged reactions. Put any 2 arcane characters together and these passives all activate, giving Mondstadt teams some crazy synergy potential. For instance, Durin with Mona for vape setups, or Durin with Fischl for overload builds. Early in the patch, players can choose one free 4-star between Fischl, Razor, or Sucrose. But this isn't just an anniversary reward. Whichever you pick will become your first arcane character through their Witches Coursework questline. Finishing the quest unlocks their new arcane passives and reworked constellations, making this choice long-term. Sucrose and you'll specialize in Anemo support. Fischl gives access to electro reaction buffs, and Razor gains synergy with the new Arcane Wright mechanic. So yeah, this free pick isn't just another duplicate constellation. It's literally the start of your arcane journey. Durin's signature weapon is the Daylight Blade, a 5-star sword with 608 base attack and 33.1% crit rate. It increases burst damage by 16%, and after hitting an opponent with your burst, it grants the Daylight Blade effect for 3 seconds, boosting the user's attack by up to 32% and the on-field teammate's attack by 24%. Here's the twist. If your team has Arcane Wright active, both buffs are increased by 75%, and they even trigger when Durin is off-field. That's perfect for his burst-based sub-DPS role. Meanwhile, Venti is also getting a new signature bow, Rising Dawn Wind. It has 674 base attack, 44.1% crit damage, and its passive grants up to 120% increased damage after being out of combat for 3 seconds. For F2P players, there's also the event weapon, Rainbow Snake's Rainstring, giving 45.9% energy recharge and buffing off-field DPS damage for 8 seconds after hitting enemies. It's tailor-made for characters like Fischl and Jahoda. Now let's talk about Jahoda. She is an Anemo healer who heals via her burst, which can absorb an element and apply Hydro and Luna-style teams. She also gives healed characters plus 100 elemental mastery, and at C6, grants plus 5% crit rate and plus 40% crit damage to characters from Nod Cry, mainly Flynn's and Nefer for now. However, she faces some issues. Her 18-second cooldown doesn't match Flynn's or Nefer's 16-second rotations. So right now, she's more of a side grade or sustain option rather than a meta healer. Anyway, version 6.2 didn't add a new map, but brings a new boss area tied to one of the 6.0 side quests, featuring a mechanical monster fight. Other events include the return of Wind Trace and a multiplayer rhythm game mode. So yeah, Genshin 6.2 isn't a filler patch. It's a full Mondstadt renaissance, dragons, witches, alchemists, and a new evolution system for older characters. Durin's looking like a flashy pyro burst sub DPS, but whether he becomes meta depends on his multipliers and energy flow. Meanwhile, the Arcane Wright system might finally make old Mondstadt characters relevant again. Quick announcement. I will be giving away 2 Welkin Moons in 500 subscribers and 5 in 1,000 subscribers to my active viewers. Now the question is, who's your pick? Fischl, Razor, or Sucrose? And what do you think about Durin's kit? Balanced or busted? Drop your thoughts below and let's discuss. See you in the next video or live stream. Bye!